What's up, guys? Just Josh here. Welcome to the return of my most viewed series, album rankings. Today I'm going to be ranking the albums of groove metal legends Pantera, and I will have a link in the description to my album ranking playlist because I've done 4 videos already of Korn, Slipknot, Metallica, and Machine Head, and I will be updating the Slipknot one very soon because We Are Not Your Kind is out and my ranking has changed a little bit. And also I'm going to be updating the Machine Head one as well because I ranked those albums literally right after I listened to all of their albums in a row. So now that I've actually become a pretty big Machine Head fan and they've had time to really grow on me, my ranking has changed quite a bit. So be on the lookout for those 2 videos. But anyways, bear in mind, this is my opinion. So if your favorite album is near the bottom of my list or at the bottom of my list, please don't flip out, alright? Just leave your ranking of Pantera's albums in the comment section below. I would love to see how you would rank their albums. And also keep in mind, I'm only going to be including their 5 major label albums. So no live albums, none of their glam metal or hair metal albums, whatever you want to call those. But anyways, let's get into it. Oh yeah, I know I've pissed off a lot of Pantera fans already, but my least favorite Pantera album is Cowboys from Hell. Considered to be the true Pantera debut album, released in 1990 after their first 4 albums, Metal Magic, Projects in the Jungle, I Am the Night, and Power Metal. They recruited vocalist Phil Anselmo for their album Power Metal after they had a falling out with their original vocalist Terry Glaze, because Terry wanted a more glam metal sound and the rest of the band wanted to pursue a groove metal sound. So they brought in Phil Anselmo for Power Metal, and the album still had a lot of glam elements, but it also had a lot of groove elements and a bit of thrash. Then after that was released, they made Cowboys from Hell, which, like I said, considered to be the true Pantera debut album, because it solidified their signature groove/thrash metal sound that we all know and love today. The reason that it is my least favorite is that I really don't feel it's a very strong album. The only 4 songs that I really like from it are Cowboys from Hell, Cemetery Gates, Domination, and The Sleep. The rest is just meh, in my opinion. But like I said, this video is just my opinion. If this pisses you off, just, leave your ranking in the comments. Like I said, I'd love to hear it. At number 4, my second least favorite Pantera album is Far Beyond Driven. Now, it's at this spot in the list for a similar reason to Cowboys from Hell, because I just don't really feel it's a very strong album compared to the rest of their discography. I do like a few more songs on here than I did on Cowboys from Hell, though. My favorites on this album are Strength Beyond Strength, Becoming, 5 Minutes Alone, I'm Broken, Slaughtered, Use My Third Arm, and Planet Caravan. That's a really good Black Sabbath cover that they did. I just feel that this album is kind of all over the place, especially in its second half. And little side note here, what in the fuck is Good Friends in a Bottle of Pills? Jesus Christ, man, that song is god-awful. But anyways, this isn't a bad album. Like I said, Cowboys is not a bad album either. It's just I feel that their other 3 albums are far stronger. And at number 3, right in the middle of Pantera's major label discography, we have Reinventing the Steel, which is very unfortunately Pantera's last album. Let's have a short moment of silence for Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul Abbott. Rest in peace to the Abbott brothers, just 2 absolute legends there. Their influence and Pantera's influence on the metal genre is just absolutely incredible, and the song from this album, All Cast a Shadow, was all about the influence that Pantera had on metal. And speaking of, let me get into my favorite songs on the album. Hellbound, Yesterday Don't Mean Shit, Revolution Is My Name, Death Rattle, Will Grind That Axe for a Long Time, It Makes Them Disappear, and I'll Cast a Shadow. After the Great Southern Trendkill almost tore the band apart, they got back together and they just kicked back. They made a fun album. They had a good time, and they made it Reinventing the Steel, which is a pretty good album. You know, it's a pretty good listen, and it's a bit shorter than the rest of their albums. Most of their albums, you know, are in the 50 to 60 minute range. This one sits at a 43-minute mark. And honestly, it's a pretty good listen. Really good album. And at number 2, we have perhaps Pantera's most well-known album, Vulgar Display of Power. Now, this would be number 1 on most people's lists, but not my list. If you're a Pantera fan, you already know what my number 1 pick is, but let me get into my favorite songs on Vulgar Display of Power. We have Mouth for War, A New Level, Walk, Fucking Hostile, This Love, No Good, Live in a Hole, and Hollow. This album is incredibly solid, and again, one of the major determining factors in Pantera's incredible influence on the genre of heavy metal. And at number 1, my favorite Pantera album of all time is The Great Southern Trendkill. In my opinion, this has everything you could possibly want on a Pantera album, and perhaps even more. It has uncompromising heaviness on songs like the title track, War Nerve, Suicide Note Part 2 especially, The Underground in America, Sandblasted Skin, and also it has these very melodic and beautiful but slightly creepy and eerie ballads such as Tens, Suicide Note Part 1, and especially Floods, which is one of the most amazing songs this band has ever written, and arguably Dimebag's best solo at the end, especially that outro. Holy fucking shit. Anyways, yeah, this album is just a burning ball of just addiction, depression, and also frustration with the music industry is just all over this album, especially in the title track, and also The Underground in America, and a little bit of Living Through Me as well. I love every song on this album. There's not a bad song on this album at all. The only 2 songs that I'm not super into are 13 Steps to Nowhere and Living Through Me, but those songs are just still amazing. But, you know, by the time 13 Steps to Nowhere comes on, I just want to get into Suicide Note, because that's my favorite song on the album, and that's my favorite Pantera song, period. And also for Living Through Me, Hell's Wrath, I just want to hear Floods when that song comes on. But again, those songs, not bad at all. That's it for my list, guys. Now I want to hear yours. Please leave it down in the comment section below. How would you guys rank Pantera's albums? I would love to hear it. And now I want to give some shout outs to some of my favorite channels and to some of my good friends here on YouTube. Please check out Suggested Gaming, who just hit 100,000 subscribers. Congrats. Also, please check out The Underground Metal Gamer. Check out Official Lunatic. And last but certainly not least, check out Slipknot MFKR. All of their channels will be down in the description below, along with my album ranking playlist. Please check all that out. And in the future, I'm going to be doing some more bands, along with the update for the Slipknot and Machine Head list. I also plan on ranking Killswitch Engage's albums, Stain's albums, and maybe even Whitechapel's albums. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And until then, peace out. Thanks for watching.